being a freshman coming into college, I just wanted to give my all to be able to step on the field and play. I got one brother, one sister. They both older. Me being the youngest, my mom's always on my back a lot to do everything I was supposed to do. I mean, I didn't have as much as a lot of other kids had. So, I mean, it wasn't always the best, but you just really had to do what you had to do to get by.
I have special admiration for those that are self-motivated, those that find that inkling and that drive to want to be great at a young age and really want to find a way to succeed. And this week's guest fits that very description. He's a 2019 graduate of Patrick Henry High School, where he excelled on the football field, a 3-time letterman, in fact, in 3 different positions. He was also an all-region and all-district player, and if that's not enough, he can school you on the basketball court as well. 3-year letterman as a point guard, in fact. So he's now a wide receiver at VMI, where he's majoring in economics and business. Yes, the one and only Mr. Leroy Thomas. Leroy, thanks for joining me today, and how are you, man?
I'm good. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Had to have you on it, and as I always say, man, your story is one that people should definitely know about. Another bright story of positivity. I want to start with your time there at VMI thus far. Obviously, you made a huge impact in year 1 there as a freshman. 594 yards, 54 receptions, the second most on the team. In fact, it earned you some Southern Conference honors on the way there. Did you expect to have such a big impact early on there when you stepped on the field?
I mean, being a freshman coming into college, I just wanted to give my all to be able to step on the field and play. I mean, I was given an opportunity early due to an injury from one of the upperclassmen. Not saying it's a good thing, but I mean, it helped me, I would say, set a place to where I think I needed to be and help the team with what I needed to do.
Absolutely. And what I appreciate about that the most is, as you mentioned, you seized that opportunity, right? Albeit it came from, as you said, an unfortunate circumstance, but how did you put that in your mind to say, hey, I just got to step up and take what's given to me here?
I mean, I really didn't have a choice. My coach ended up being on my back pretty much every day of every minute. So, I mean, they all believed in me. So I'm thankful for that. They helped me a lot along the way. I mean, 2 of my upperclassmen, Jake Harris and Reese Udinski, were a real big impact in my career in the first.
That is awesome. And really, every time we speak to Coach Wackenheim, he's always spoken very highly of you. Just your thoughts on being respected and really highly regarded by the coaching staff there early on as well.
I mean, that actually, it feels really good, but I mean, it comes from hard work and dedication, of course. They're not going to put any time into anybody that just doesn't want it at all. But you just got to put forth all your effort.
Indeed. They say the joy is in the journey, right? And whatever it is in life that you're out to do and what you're doing. If you could just share with us your journey up to this point, what was life like growing up at home here in the Valley in terms of, family dynamics, brothers, sisters, or were you only child?
Right. I mean, I got one brother, one sister. They both older. Me being the youngest, my mom's always on my back a lot to do everything I was supposed to do. Everything I do and everything I've did, it's all because of her, because she's pushed me to Jurassic heights. But I mean, being not necessarily always less privileged, but I mean, I didn't have as much as a lot of other kids had. So I mean, it wasn't always the best, but you just really had to do what you had to do to get by. And my mom made sure at any given moment that I was always doing what I was supposed to do to succeed on and off the field. And just balls to the wall. She never made me stop.
For those that don't know, and I come from the single parent household with mom, so I kind of can feel it. But for those that maybe don't know, can you kind of share how special that is to have mom? I mean, it's a different feeling, right? It's a different type of bond in terms of having mom always in your corner and pushing you along.
I mean, a lot of kids don't get the same type of push that I get from my mom. It's like my mom was always the mom and the dad there because my dad couldn't be around. So, I mean, it's real special. You know, I love her with all my heart. I would give her anything. Like, she mean the world to me. So, I mean, she just always gave me that drive, that motivation, everything, advice, anything I needed, anything I wanted. She never let me take any day off. Even the days, you know, I'm laying in bed like I don't want to go work out today. She made me get up, go do it. So she's always been the one there to make sure I succeeded.
Absolutely. In terms of what you touched on there, mom always been in your corner. Was it just you and mom and brother and sister at the home when growing up, or did you have anyone else there in terms of dad or anyone else?
No, I mean my dad. You know, he's in and out. I mean, he's a truck driver, so I don't always get to communicate with him a lot.
Sure.
But I mean, he's definitely been there. I mean, we always had a real good relationship. You know, I always got love for my dad.
Nice.
And my aunt, my cousins, they both live in the city as well. They always been there.
Man, and I always say it takes a village. You touched on something that I often talk with a lot of folks about is that, and we share some of the same dynamics, right? Dad's always been around. We love Dad, and he's in our life. But those pivotal male role models, in a Jack Esworthy, in a Coach Alan Fittler, how big have they been to try and, you know, really kind of mold you into who you are today? Because as we mentioned, family's great, but those extra mentors, it feels great to have those too, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's always been a great help to have father figures all over the place. It could be a coach, a mentor, you know, a teacher, anything to help you just pass the time and just stay motivated. I mean, I had a Coach CJ, Coach Beanie, Coach Spanky. I mean, these are all nicknames, but I mean, these are all my coaches growing up to get by.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that, you know, because we all have that moment in life where we need somebody to push us, right? Every now and then, we need somebody that's in our corner to help motivate us. At what point did you kind of take off on your own, though? Because as I mentioned, you've been self-motivated for a very long time. You've always had a confidence with you, whether you stepped on the basketball court at Patrick Henry or the football field. So when did you kind of see that switch taking place? Like, hey, I can kind of fly now on my own, so to speak.
I mean, it might seem that way, but it was definitely my mom 100% of the way.
That's dope.
But I would say toward the end of my senior year, because I mean, senior year for football, I mean, my coach put a whole bunch more confidence in me. I mean, I did play as a freshman, but he allowed me to play multiple positions, do multiple things, just utilize all over the field, do everything. And basketball is the same way. I mean, me and the coach had a real good relationship, Coach Esworthy. I mean, he helped me become a better man, not only just a better player. I mean, they just both allowed me to do things that I wasn't always allowed to do on the court and on the field.
What would you say in terms of just athletics in general? Has that always been part of your plan, or did that kind of grow on you as time moved on? Nah,
I mean, ever since a little boy, I've always wanted to go to the NFL. So I've always thought about football, because before I moved to Virginia, I've never played basketball, so that was new to me. I went from not playing at all. Like, they'll tell you, hey, you as a little kid, I rode the bench. I never got in a game. In high school, my freshman year, I was given an opportunity on JV to start, and then I took off from there. I played varsity next year. He just never let me set back from there.
I think it's just awesome to hear you share your story about just being motivated and always having that motivation. I imagine some of it is trying to instill and actually, I don't know, perhaps provide a little spark to your siblings as well. I know they're older, but I imagine they look to you in some regard as well too.
Of course. My brother, you know, he took this journey before me, and that's one of the main factors in my life. You know, I got a real strong connection with my brother. That's my guy. And he went down this path already. I mean, it didn't work out as well, but I mean, he did everything he could do to help my mom, help my sister to succeed and get to the next level. But I love my brother, and I give him my all because of him. I wear number 15 because my brother wore 15. So
that is dope. What was his reason for 15, or was that just his original number?
That was just his thing. And plus, his birthday is on November 15th.
There we go. That makes sense. You ever you guys have a little trash talk? I mean, did he play receiver? You guys ever say?
Nah, he played defensive line, but he was always a faster type big man. So I mean, he He was around 235, 240, running a 4.5, 4.4. Wow. So he was a real good athlete. But we all trash talking everything, football, basketball. He'll hit 4 games. Right. After games, like, oh, you should have did this. You could have did this. We always chop it up with each other.
And speaking of succeeding, what would you say right now is your long-term goals? I know at one point, obviously, it was to play at the next level, right? Right. And as we evolve, we had to evolve with our goals too. What would you say is a long-term goal for you at this point, and perhaps one of your short-term goals as well?
I mean, right now, as a short-term goal, I'm trying to, because I'm coming back off a recent injury from last season, trying to get back and get strong again. I know, unfortunately, I got injured my freshman year as well. But, I mean, I'm still – one of my main goals is still try to make it to the next level and pursue NFL dreams. But also, I'm looking to take into my major and look at a few things that way.
Speak on the injury just for a little bit, because we all have setbacks at times, but yet we can't let that keep us down. We always got to get up. How has that kind of change your mindset and change your thinking in terms of your drive now? I
mean, I know in high school I told myself if I ever tore my ACL, I don't know if I want to keep playing. But I mean, definitely my trainers was a big part of keeping me motivated, keeping me moving, and my family, of course. But I had one specific person. His name was Josh Surratt. He was a fellow teammate of mine here at VMI safety. He had tore his ACL, I think, 4 or 5 games before me. So we had always – it was like my brother being there all over again. It was like we bicker all day, every day. Like, who's going to get back faster? Who's going to get back stronger? And we both end up returning at the same time. And, in practice, it was the same thing all over again. Like, who faster, who's stronger, who's going to get back, who's going to catch more balls, who's going to do this in the game. It was a repeat. And this recent injury, it wasn't too bad. It was only a 6-week recovery, but and it was all just things I need to do to get back.
And obviously, we're trying to reach out to the youth as well and show them, obviously everybody's different path and different journey. So you had a message to the next Leroy Thomas out there sitting at PH or sitting at William Fleming or anywhere in and around Roanoke. What would be your message to them today?
I would say listen to the ones that came before you, because being there before, I was young. Everybody was young. You didn't want to really listen to the older people that already did it, because you kind of look at them crazy like, he couldn't do it, but that's not me. But, that's not really how it is. Take the advice and really move on, push forward, because grades is a real big factor when it comes to going to the next level. Because as much as you don't think they look at it a lot. My grades wasn't always the best, but I always tried to maintain.
Absolutely.
I definitely make sure you stay on your grades and just stay motivated. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit.
Absolutely. And I understand you mentioned, Father's Day a little special for you. You obviously your own little one, am I right?
Yes. I have a daughter. I recently had a daughter 6 months ago in December 13th.
Wow, congratulations, man. How has that changed you? Because fatherhood's that's a different story, right?
It was kind of rough at first because, I'm at school. I can't leave. I'm at a real strict school. So it was tough. But, I came home for the summer, kind of made up for lost time in the most part. Just try to make it special for my daughter.
No, that is awesome, man. And it's great to see you doing your thing. And like you, we can't wait to see you back out there, man. Every time I'm up there, it feels like PH University because everybody, all your brothers keep coming, right? Yeah. So you got Trace coming. You got a few Fleming guys, Lord Bonatai guys. So it's like the area's all-star team, but on the next level, man. It's great to see it. It's great to see it. Before we get out of here, I know you're a receiver. You got to have quick hands and you got to have quick reactions. So I'm going to get you with some quick hitters here, all right? So your favorite NFL player?
Oh, all time, Darrell Revis and LaDainian Thomas.
Wow. See, I was thinking you would go with a receiver. Man, that's pretty awesome.
The crazy thing about coming to college as a receiver, I wasn't really a receiver growing up at all, ever. I was always a running back and a cornerback. So I've always looked at Revis because they always call me Little Revis because I played DB all my life. Even up until my junior year, I played corner. My senior year, I played safety. And then out of nowhere, I was given a shot to play receiver. So I took it.
I think I might know the answer to this one, but Julio Jones or DK Metcalf?
Julio, of course.
Old as gold, huh? Derrick Henry or Alvin Kamara?
I mean, Derrick Henry off of size.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. Jalen Ramsey or Jamal Adams?
Jalen Ramsey, 100% of the way.
Oh, you love the attitude, right?
Everything about it, the cocky, the everything. That's really what you need as a cornerback in the league. On top of skill, not just skill. He played safety in college, so he's a hard hitting corner that can lock you down in just everything.
Who would you say you try to model your game after the most, whether it be an offensive or defensive player?
Tyreek Hill. I try to, well, not try, but I mean that's kind of what I model my game after, because they put me in the backfield. I run the ball, catch the ball, and before I used to return as well.
And if there's one thing people don't know about Leroy Thomas, man, what is it?
I don't know. I couldn't really give you anything on the top of the head on that one.
That's quite all right, because your game does the talking, though, right?
Yes, of course.
Leroy, it's been a pleasure, man. Always great talking with you. We wish you all the best of luck, man, and we can't wait to see you continue balling out at VMI. And, of course, you out there, if you know of someone in the community, whether it's an athlete or community leader that deserves some time and have a light shed on their story or journey, reach out to me. Let me know. Send me an email to ejohnson@wsls.com. We'll be sure to see if we can feature them here on our show. But for now, that's Around the Way with EJ. And until next time, always remember, the bad times make the good times seem so much better. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.